Soul Shifters Community Journey to Self workshop. Today, we are going to cover a lot of what our soul is compared to spirit, compared to essence, higher self, and who your spirit guide team is. We're also going to briefly talk about your human self and just get a better understanding of who we are as spiritual beings having a human experience. This workshop is designed less of lecture based where I'm putting up PowerPoint and more of just wanting to sit in a circle with you ladies and everyone who is watching the replay to just kind of really feel like we're sitting together and talking about who we are in deeper layers, a more of an understanding. When we encounter people, we rarely remember exactly what they say, but we remember how we feel, how they made us feel, and kind of the understanding of the conversation and less of the specific terms and words and all of that. So what I want, my hope for you today is to walk away just having even a little bit better understanding of who you are and what you which will allow you to figure out who you want to become and all of the different aspects of who we are. We're not just this three-dimensional person, human person. A lot of the times we have grown up, I can only speak for myself, but with other women, talking to other women, it's been a theme where we get socially conditioned from our family. Of course, we try to fit in. We do what we're told because we need direction. As little beings, we need direction. So we begin to lose our authenticity of our soul self. And we get programmed to being able to function in the world appropriately. And that we need that for survival. Our human self is based on two things. This is the human side of us. We are basically a flesh computer, and our priorities are safety in physical safety and emotional safety. So our human self has learned that the best way to do that, to protect ourselves, is to start becoming fearful. We talked about fear a little bit ago. And that is when when we feel unsafe, whether it's physically or emotionally. Keep in mind, our human self actually equates physical safety to emotional safety. We've evolved so much as a human race that we have equally balanced our emotional safety to our physical safety because we have it's been become a necessity for us. So in order for us to do that, we become fearful. That's the only way our human self knows how to stay away from danger. If we've learned our lesson by getting burnt by the stove, or that person is not a nice person and they make me feel bad, I'm going to adapt my personality so that I can avoid getting emotionally disrupted. The same as if that person maybe physically hurt us. We don't have to fear running from tigers. I mean, most of us on today, if you're listening to this, you probably aren't going to be in fear of running from running for your life from a tiger or a lion or whatever. But we've evolved, we've adapted as humans. So when we come into this incarnation, we also acquire the human ancestral traits from our genetic DNA. So think about that. That's not who we are, but we have to live in the adaptation that our ancestors grew through. So it does become a part of us in this incarnated life. So it's very important to grasp that our human self is so valuable to our soul self, because without it, we wouldn't have that vehicle to experience the obstacles and the lessons to be learned or to get the best of us. Let's be honest, we're here to try. And there is no ultimate losing in the game of life, because our essence, which we will go into now, our soul essence never, ever, 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 ever dies. So take that in. We are energy. All of us are made up of energy on a subatomic level, and we vibrate at different frequencies, and that determines the density of objects on this planet. So what happens to things that are vibrating on a frequency that isn't dense, slow, heavy? Those are the things that we can't see with our physical eyes. So now we've created, we have an idea of our human self, and there is such a thing called human design. And we have an opportunity to understand when we got incarnated into this human soul, or I mean, this human body, our soul decided to land into this physical form because of everything it has experienced through our ancestors. So we're going to take on lessons, not so we're multifaceted, but this still goes along with our human self. This body in my family genetic DNA that my soul essence decided to house, move in, has a set of traumas, experiences that have been passed down through generations, things that I can't avoid. And some of the stuff, that lessons that we learn in this life or try to adapt, could be our own, but it could be working on our lineage. Maybe it's something from our mother, our grandmother, it could be on the paternal line, the grandfathers, our ancestors from centuries ago. So when we choose our bodies on purpose, and our bodies are equipped with different strengths and weaknesses and challenges in itself. We're choosing to income. So we have this now. That's our life. And our life is our human. And we'll get back to why that's so important, because there is a difference between life purpose and soul mission. We are so many different things. So our human, out of honor and respect for our family lineage, carries these things. And our human is our soul's best friend in this particular incarnation. Now, what does incarnation mean? Incarnation means the birth, the joining of, the awakening into life in the human form. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, if you grasp just the idea that this physical human body in its flesh carries lineage of lessons and fears that my soul might not have ever had. Your soul, of course, doesn't really even have fears anyways, but choosing to honor it, putting that life into the body, is what incarnation means. So now, our soul, spirit versus higher self. Let's start at the top. Let's work our way down. So we're going to start with our higher self. Who is your higher self? It is all of who you are. Some people refer to it as oversoul. Some people call it my higher spirit, whatever you refer to but it's you, it's not source energy. It's not God energy. It's not universal life force energy. Your higher self is the first carnation of energy. So it's the first branch off of the all energy. Whether you want to refer to that as God, um, Allah, universe, energy. To me, it doesn't really matter because I feel in my soul of souls that we are referring to the same thing. So whatever you choose to call that energy, the everything, it makes no difference to me, and I honor it all. The first pluck of individuality is our higher self energy, our oversoul, our personal guide, because that is the all of us. With that, it's like a body of water, an ocean of energy of the everything. And then you take out a little scoop, and that scoop is your higher self. That is your true essence. You are large, expansive, unconditional love, and no judgment. Now, how is that helpful in developing? Now, we plucked off from source energy, right? For a reason. That we also plucked off what we chose in conjunction with source energy of who we wanted to be. So we are choosing our characteristics, our personalities, our sense of humor, our quirks and all of that stuff is still a part of our higher self. That doesn't happen, and we don't get that just from our human self. I don't know if you guys saw an orb, but there was an orb energy. When I start talking about this and I open up the channels here, you might see more. We have more angels and spirits and my healing team that always joins us because I ask them to be a part of today, because we will be going in a soul guided journey. So when we get into that state, they are always present. And sometimes they pop up so you can actually see them. So they're starting to come in right now. So I always like to say hello to them too, because they're guests just like we all are, and we all are joining here together. So we do have things that we do on the other side. Beyond the veil, we are active and busy. So it's an honor that they chose to become a part of the workshop today. So our higher self we're not just over there floating around being all the same love and peace. And like, I'm not blending in to my neighbor, Jason, that would be terrible. Like, we're all just one. It's not, we are all individual, but we are expansive and huge and limitless. So we can't squeeze our whole essence of who we are as our higher self into a physical form. That being said, think about a piece of pie as your higher self. We can cut out one slice of pie to incarnate into this human form, but the rest of us, the all-knowing, is still there. So we're this slice of pie who is our higher self, and we get a loss. It's called psychic amnesia when we have birth. Some people remember more than others, and depending on your social conditioning and whatnot, we might lose all memory of the more and the beyond. But if we desire to feel more authentic, is that why one soul, let me go to the chat. Okay. Is that why one soul can be in more than one bodies? Yes, but now, so we're a slice of the pie here on this planet. And that's a wonderful question, because that is exactly what we were going to talk about. Our higher self desires to learn and grow and lighten and get enlightened. So we can't do that in the 7th and above dimensions because it is such light and love. So we are able to, whatever slice of the pie can fit into the form of where we want to go learn lessons, that slice of the pie goes. So we're a slice of the pie here on Earth. If we so choose, we can have a parallel energy that is mimic of our soul essence, because we do not change, but we, depending on what planet, what cosmic realm or dimension we are in simultaneously as right now, that is will be a different slice of the pie, incorporating the traits of whatever they are incarnated, whatever we are incarnated in. Okay, so I am still me as a soul essence, but my blend is a blend of the humanness too. Now, a part of my higher self is also, because I know I very have done so much work with connecting into my authentic self and knowing, having a relationship and embodiment with my higher self. I know I'm not just on this planet right now having conversation with you all. I also am in different dimensions, lower and higher, and different incarnated planets, because I seek to grow, as do you. You're here for a reason. So that's why, yes, you can be incarnated even at the same time, because our higher self energy is so expansive and unlimited that if I choose to learn in, I don't even know how many different places, I absolutely have the right to do that, because we were gifted the ability to be a higher self. So I am just a puppet off of my blueprint of my of my all. So thank you for that question. That was a great question and perfect timing. So now going into who our soul is. I mean, we kind of already discussed it. That is the energy. Where does she live in our human form? She lives right at our top of our stomach. It's our solar plexus. If you're familiar or unfamiliar, we have 7 main power centers, which we learn in Reiki 1, which are wheels of energy, and they all serve a different purpose, and connecting in with Mother Earth, or connecting in with divine energy or source or God, whatever you refer. Our intuition is another chakra. Our throat is another chakra, heart, and then we get down to solar plexus. Now, and then below that, around our belly button, is sacral, which is orange, and creativity, sexuality and pleasure. And our root chakra connects us to Mother Earth and material, human stuff. So we are our own power center, which our power comes from energy. Everything comes from energy, and energy does not die, does not. So we house our solar plexus, which is just below the rib cage, where there's that little nice little cave. That it's interesting that we choose, when we think about, oh, I had a gut feeling. Oh, my gut told me, or, ooh, that was a punch to my gut. It's because that's what's our voice. We, in our membership, we have learned the our soul sync method, which is how to tap into our soul's voice. So it's a method where you come down, you pull your energy down there. And then when you start answering your own questions, it's coming from your soul's voice, because that's where she houses her main energy. Of course, she embodies our whole human self, but she lives right there. And that also houses our human self-esteem and willpower. So that is our link between our human self and our soul, divine, higher self energy. And with that is when the difference between soul, essence, and spirit, we'll go through that right now. It's the same and different all at once, just like time. Time exists, but it doesn't exist. Here on this planet, we need to be very linear because we are denser and physical. But when we go back home, the other side of the veil, the 7th and higher dimensions, there is no time. It just is being. That's why being here and being there at the same time is no big deal. So our soul is what we refer to as the energy that's plucked from our higher self that encompasses our physical form. Our spirit is the embodiment of the actual soul itself. So our spirit, a lot of times people will say, refer to soul as the soul in its human form, and spirit when it doesn't have its human form. But our spirit is our soul, whether it's in our human form or not. And our soul is us, whether it's in our human form or not. But when people are talking about spirits and soul, that's usually the difference, even though it is all the same. And the essence is just the flavor, right? Like the essence, the vibe of who you are, how people feel when you leave. What is your imprint? It's the essence is you walk into a room. What's the feel of it? Those are the traits of who you are. You know, someone likes your essence. They like your like the way you move. They like the way you speak, your cadence, your tone, your feel, you know, so that is your essence. And that also, the essence will slightly change depending on what you're incarnated. We do like to incarnate into lower vibrations because we want to grow and learn. And if we are in the seventh dimension and higher, we don't get the opportunity because it's such a lovely place to be. Right? So like we're not going to get the firsthand experience, and that's the only way we obtain true knowledge. Think about it. If someone teaches you a lesson on a whiteboard, you might remember it, but when it actually happens in real life and you learn that, like, then it's solid. You're like, okay, I get it now. I'm never doing that again, or I am for sure doing that again, or, oh, it makes sense. I get it. And like, it's different from knowing it and feeling it. So we do choose to venture to lower dimensions. Usually by now, if we're having this conversation, we've been there, done that. We usually will only go back if there's this very specific reason, because we're trying to alchemize something else in our whole totality. Okay. So there would be at this point a very specific reason to go back. We usually grow only in one direction. If you like, we don't restart. We can restart our energy with new lessons, which might feel, if we line them up, they might feel tougher in the next go around, but it's their deeper lessons. But we never retract the knowledge that we've acquired or gained. Like, we will not lose that in our soul being. So if you, in this lifetime, you are fully advanced, you've had hundreds of lives before, whether they have been on this planet. I feel you all have been on this planet many times too. So we're coming to a consciousness across this planet to level everyone else up along with us by embodiment and example, opposed to teaching, do this, don't do this. It's just getting together like we are and expanding what lands and resonates with you, what makes sense to you, take that away. If something doesn't feel right today, leave that behind. We're here to grow and focus on what really lands for us, because we're all here for our life purpose and our soul mission, which we'll talk about now. And then we'll get into our healing team a little bit and then go into our meditation, hypnotic trance. So the difference between life purpose and soul mission. Life purpose is what we are here, our soul wants to do, individual to our soul. And the workshop should be about an hour total. It might go over about 10 minutes. Yeah. So our life purpose is what we want to do individually. Our soul has a game plan, before a blueprint of things that we want to achieve. Now, that blueprint has many different roads to it. So our ultimate life purpose combines with the life challenges are human. We choose our human because our soul wants to have a life purpose. So our human, if I wanted to overcome, like alcoholism runs in my family. I quit drinking over 4 years ago because I wanted to change the trajectory of part of my life purpose for the lineage of my family. So that was one of, and it kept coming to me, life change, and lineage change. So that was one of my life purposes, was family change. And that linked up with a family and a body that I get to be the example for, not try to change them, but it's already changed a lot of my family members in the way they go. And it makes me healthier as well, obviously. But so that's one of my life purposes, and that is linked up to your human self. So that's why learning our soul coding, which is something we will learn in a mastermind, and learning our human design, which we will learn in a mastermind together, is so important because there's so much involved with it. So when people talk about life purpose, the understanding of life purpose is these specifics that we want lined up with a human that they need that in their life to help the family lineage, or it could be just an individual incarnation to help you individually, and that's supported with who you get birthed into, whether they're a real trigger for you and force you to learn stuff the way you want to or not want to, which is a blessing, really, or they support it. So it just depends. And that's why you choose the family, because of your life purpose. But then we have a greater mission, which is our soul's mission. And that is who we are and our idea of why we wanted to create ourselves something be more specific than the all. So that is what we bring to the table every single lifetime, because that's our soul mission. That's what we bring to helping more than just us. So if I naturally like connecting and teaching, one of my soul coding archetypes is healer and teacher. That's in our soul codes, which we DM me later if you want to learn more about how you can learn more about that. But that's who I am as a soul. So my mission, I plucked myself off as a higher self, was because I wanted to do greater for more. And we all have, even if this lifetime you don't, your life purpose doesn't line up to what it's seen as a greater mission, your soul mission, by you affecting the people around you, it's a ripple effect. So you don't have to go on a grand scale for your soul mission. Finding your authentic soul coding and who you are allows you to be that. And then you get to go be that in the world. And the person that encounters you that you don't even know, you've lost your essence with them. They carry that out in the vibration, and your soul mission is being completed without you doing anything if you're living in your soul coding, which we search and find when we go down and talk to who we are on our authentic self, learn ourselves. But we need to be able to differ our human soul design to our soul coding, because they're best friends. And who are we talking to throughout the day? Before we even get here, we're usually talking to our saboteurs, and that's our ego. So we got to learn how to do that before we can even tap into all of this, which is what we learn in our journey to self-mastermind. But do you see how this all works? Is that we're just stripping layers off of all of the junk around us. And living your soul mission is just living in your authentic truth. And finding that is getting deeper into our soul coding, which is those little sparks of who we are that make us who we are. And just like the wind, we can't see it, but we sure can feel it. So think about everything around us that we can't see, but is happening around us. So briefly, we will talk about, we do have soul spirit teams. We've got healing teams. And if you have been in our Reiki membership, we've discussed that we do have a separate spirit guide healing team once we get attuned. But everyone has a spirit guide team, no matter who you are, even the people that we would consider, not great positive energy. Everyone has a team, and we'll talk about who everyone has and how we can expand it. So we all come in with our main master guide. Mine, I named Sharon when I was a teenager. I know that's not her actual name, but that's how I have always referred to her. And she, for me, just like you and your main guide, master guide, whatever you want, best friend guide, whatever you want to call it, you have one guide that was you both, you're usually really close on the other side. There's a reason you both, and you've worked together before most often, like you've been their main guide, they, vice versa. They know your ins and outs, because when your higher self decided, what do I want in this life purpose and include my soul mission, I'm going to create this blueprint. There's going to be different ways I can get to those life purpose and soul. Some are higher vibrations. You can leap timelines of still getting to your purpose on different levels. This main guide goes through this process with you. So when you incarnate, have your first breath, he or she or it, they are always with you from your very first breath to your very last breath. They do not go anywhere, but they do give you a privacy. So don't think that you have this stranger walking around with you. Start talking to your spirit, your main spirit guide. They will talk back. If you want to learn more about that too, just let me know. We can go into that stuff in a different segment. But I do want you to know you are never, truly never alone. And you have a spirit best friend who knows everything that you plan for this lifetime, every option, and they are your buffer to try. They guide you. They don't make decisions for you, because you can decide, you have free will, but they try to keep you at least in the bowling lane of life with those like buffers, they just try, they're like, ooh, come on. Ooh, and you might be hopping lanes, and they always try to guide you back. And sometimes these guidance backs in life for us feel like a hassle or an issue, but really it's just to get you lined up for something that is meant for you. An example, the morning I went to go put in my son's kindergarten application for our school, there was a discrepancy with his age. And the washer blew up, and we had a leak, and like a full-on water main break and all of that. When you talk about different ways and like purpose, we're referring, okay, predestined. Okay, good question. I'll finish the thought and then we'll get into that question. It's an amazing question. So I got derailed. I had everything ready to go. That took an extra hour to even deal with. I went to the bank to their computer system went down. I didn't make it to do the drop off until 2 hours later. And I live like 3 blocks away from the school. But if I wasn't there at that very time, the principal walked in. She overheard what was happening, and my little one needing to be placed. He needed extra help. Because I was there in that moment, the principal came over and said, she changed the vibe of everything and said, don't worry, we are going to figure this out. But for all of those things happening, I wouldn't have had, and it was because of that. We weren't even supposed to get in the kindergarten class. So my guides guided me to stay away. So these things that sometimes seem like, why is this happening to me? If those things didn't happen to me, who knows, honestly, but you just go with the flow and just take life on life's terms. You really do, because you don't know if this bad thing actually is a great thing. So you just deal with life, do it, and then know that it's for a reason. So the question is, what are these different paths, and is life determined in stone? Is it fate, or is it free will choice? we have an idea of what we want to achieve. Optimal, optimal, optimal. In doing that, we can go, I say I want to be a healer. We can make different choices to go into energy healing, become a doctor. All of these lines line up to my overview as my part of my soul is archetype is healer and teacher. So I want to display that here. So I have different paths, but I'm still landing in my ultimate goal. There are within that too. Does that make sense to where we've got different paths because we have free will? Now, with that being said, there are also the in-between paths where are more unhealthy choices, where we get derailed and our free will tells us we want to go do this thing. And then our spirit guides and our authentic higher self try to get us back onto at least one of the paths that will get us to achieving our life purpose and our soul mission. Sometimes we get too derailed that we can't get on one of these paths towards that, and we have to try to do it again in the next life. Is there any more clarification with that? And you can always DM me or email me later with specific questions. We can hop on a Zoom or whatever one-on-one. I love this stuff, as you can tell. So I'm here to help. And if you're in the membership too, ladies, whatever, we're going to meet after and we can keep talking about it if you have any more questions. So, okay, wonderful. So you have your main master guide. We also have a protector guide who is like the doorkeeper. We will always have that, but they will interchange. And we also always have a chemist, which is the chemistry of our energetic makeup. So when we start doing work like this, we need an upgrade, and nobody takes offense. In the spirit world, we don't take offense. There's a reason why we have a more basic chemist if we're a more basic energy embodiment right now. When we decide we want to evolve, our chemist swaps out. And if you feel like you're evolving and learning so fast, you can request, and it's a simple request. You sit down with yourself, put yourself in a bubble of white light, and just ask, please have my spirit guide chemist that is the best and most aligned with my energy now to be my new chemist. And chemist just means maneuvering around your energy and allowing you the ability to quantum leap energy and grow. And you do that by doing this work. Our piece of the pie, going back to the pie piece, when we start becoming more of our higher self, which is the embodiment, our piece of the pie actually expands here on earth. And we start really walking in our higher self energy. Things that used to bother us don't even bother us anymore. What we watch on TV, it's not as appealing anymore. We have different interests. We might not even watch TV anymore. Our taste buds get different. Things will start changing. So embodiment, when you start feeling those things, it's because you're starting to really embody it. And we're going to be doing a 10-week mastermind to learn our soul or human design, soul coding, and higher self embodiment and soul success plan. If you're interested in that, let me know. Okay, so we are now gonna go to our hypnotic soul journey. We're gonna stop off on a few layers to just feel the different energies. We also have angels. Angels will always come to you. They can split into multiples, so you are not taking away from anyone else. But typically, we will have a guardian angel, but typically angels come as needed. They're not a part typically of your main spirit team, just so you know. But they are always available. If you ask right now, I want 3 extra angels right now. They will come. They are waiting for the invitation. And angels, unless it's an emergency and they need to do work, they are so respectful and honor you and your free will. They wait for a request. So I am requesting 3 angels I just got a thing that crossed my eyeball, to come into the hypnotic session with us now. So if there are not any other questions, feel free to turn off your camera if you like, get settled, take a few minutes of breathing as I pull up some music for us. So it will take a minute. So get comfortable and relaxed. This is your down time before we really get into it. Pulling up some music for us. Now this is a sound check. With my voice right now as it is and the music, is that okay for everyone? Does one need to go higher and one lower?
I can't really hear the music, Christy, but I'm not sure if anyone else can.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate
You're
the feedback.
welcome.
Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Okay. And last sound check. Okay. Seems to be good. As we go in to our energy of the divine, we ask for our higher self become fully present in the room, the location that we're in. We also invite in Archangel Michael for protection and Archangel Raphael for any healing and clearing. Begin to feel the energy surrounding you, feeling like it's moving in a circle. You're in a vacuum of energy. And if I have permission to do distant energy Reiki on you and enter into your energy field in the space you are in right now, and if you are watching on the replay, it will be programmed to land with your energy at the time you watch it. Say yes now. Beautiful. As I begin to beam energy into your energetic field, start to feel the difference. And now begin to soften your forehead, your eyes closed. Breathing in white light into the top of your head. 10. Seeing yourself relaxing around your eyebrows, your third eye, clearing out any energy. 9. Energy moving down into your throat. Feel your throat clearing and balancing. 8. Allowing the energy to move down into your chest. 7. Now feel the energy branch out from your heart chakra, over your shoulders, down your arms and into your hands, activating your healing hands for all healers. 6. Breathing in that energy down your rib cage to the top of your stomach, clearing. 5. relaxing your body, feeling your stomach fully relax and your belly button releasing forward, relaxing your lower abdomen, feeling each hip bone. 3. And now that hip bone goes down into a reversed pyramid. 2. Feeling that root chakra at the base of your spine, releasing and clearing. And now, like an anchor, the energy drops down the base of your spine, down into Mother Earth. Feel that magnetic pull, that snug hug, that hug of gravity and connection. 1. Find yourself now in front of white stairs leading up to a doorway. You take the first and second step. Look around. Feel the energy of your loved ones. Spirit guides. Maybe a name pops into your head. This is the vibration of spirit energy and where your loved ones live. Walk up the next step, 3, 4, and feel the power of the ascended masters. Energies like Buddha, Christ, Mother Mary. Look around, take in that energy and that vibration. Now moving up the staircase, 5, 6, begin to feel the lightness of the compassion clouds, those pink compassion clouds, moving into the higher dimension. Moving up, 7, 8, feeling the angelic or crystalline energy, looking around, feeling the lightness and presence. Angels, your love and joy. You might feel a little giddy inside. This is an energetic experience of empowerment. Calibrate all of these energies as you continue up 9 and 10, looking at that golden door or archway, your higher self energy. Look down. Is there a welcome mat? What is the ground look like? Is it stone, marble, dirt, the clouds? And whenever you're ready, step through that golden arch or doorway. And as we pass through 3, 2, 1, you have arrived in your higher self energy. Feel the warmth. Feel how you're invited in. You might even see essence of your higher self. If you do not yet, don't worry. Take it in. Look around. What colors do you see? Explore. Feel like that little girl again. Is it inside, outside? Where is your sacred space that your higher self wanted you to visit? Is there a fire, a fireplace? Is it outside? What really stands out to you? And as you take a breath in Exhaling it out. All the way so you can feel the energy in your stomach. Find a location in your sacred space to sit down. Become comfortable. And now before you see a beautiful ball of energy. What color is it? It's big. Begin to see in your mind's eye a silhouette of energy as she begins to walk towards you, gliding with ominous presence. She's everywhere, but she's taking a form so that you can focus your intention on her. See her coming towards you, and she becomes more clear. What does she look like, and what is she wearing? What colors does her hair look like? What does she feel like? And invite her to sit next to you. Even though you feel like she's in charge, you are inviting her. Notice if she's sitting to the right or left of you. Feel the presence of who you truly are. Allow her to take your hand. Now turn towards her as you connect both hands together, holding each other's hands, facing each other. Whether you see anything or not, feel into the energy. Feel your hands. Know that your higher self energy, the oversoul, is with you now. This is your time to ask her one question. An easy question would be, what is my soul mission? What is my soul purpose? What is my life purpose? What is my joy? What do I need to do to bring me joy? Any of these questions or anything you want to know, ask directly and then wait for a response. You might hear it, you might feel it, you might know it, you might see an image. I will hold space now while you connect in with this intimate conversation with your soul and your higher self now. Go ahead. Beautiful. As you finish up, feel the angel wings behind you growing. And your higher self has a gift for you. Physically outstretch your hands right now and allow her to place your gift in your hands now, whether you know what it is or not. Close your physical hand. Bring them to your heart chakra. Bring them to your chest, prayer position. And now lay your hands flat against your skin at your heart. And breathe in that gift. You may know what it is now, or it may come to you in the next hour, days, or weeks. But just know, have it, your heart chakra. Now, as you embrace your higher self, time for you to return back to the lower dimensions. As you stand up and you give her a hug, she almost incorporates, dissolves right into your essence and your being. As you begin to back away out of respect for your sacred space, exit out with your back from the door or the arch and close it, just as it was as you arrived. And now turn back around, looking down to the staircase, placing your hands down, facing down now. Connect in with Mother Earth. Both hands on your lap, your knees. As you walk down, 10, 9, feeling Mother Earth calling to you, 8, 7. Feel that tug of Mother Earth. 6, 5. Feel it pulling you, loving you, asking for you to come back home. 4, 3. Almost home. Coming back to the room you're in, feeling your body. 2 and 1. Envision, imagine all of your energy that left your body coming in through your crown, the top of your head, and just filling your spine back up, filling up those power centers. Allow your body to become present once again. Feeling your skin, moving your fingers, wiggling your fingers, and inviting your human to become alive again, more awake and present. As we come back to this incarnated human life. If you do have any water or any tea or anything, take a drink of it now. That helps come back into the human form. With your energy traveling around, experiencing all those different levels and layers of energy, you may be very dizzy now. You might be a little lightheaded. You might feel like you're floating. You might feel energized and or tired. So know to expect that you're going to be incorporating all of that energy in the next 3 days. So be kind to yourself. And I'm going to close down the energy portals now. I'm exiting your energy bubbles, whether you're watching this on the replay or live right now. And we are officially thanking all of our energies, our guides, our angels, our Reiki masters of past, present, and future, and our higher self for our experience and journey today as we close out the session. And so it is. Beautiful. Now is the time to relax. If you have any questions, please just contact me. I am offering a Journey to Self little sampler series. It's 3 different modules with exercises for you to connect in further and learn a little bit more. Thank you, Lynn, for you to learn a little bit more. I'll put the link for that um, in our group. Um, Everything will just be in our group for you to locate, or you can contact me and I'll DM it to you or email it to you if you're interested in that. It's 50% off. It's like $22. But it's a really good Kickstarter if you're worried about just wanting to try something now. That's a great Kickstarter. If you are interested in the 10-week mastermind that will start in February and you want to get on the wait list, let me know. Thank you, Arnella. It was so great to have your energy in our container today. If you are interested in that 10-week mastermind, let me know. We can get you on the wait list. That way you'll secure a spot. It's going to be limited to 10. I don't want to go over 10, so it is actually limited. You'll get the discount and all that, but no obligation to actually commit to the 10-week program. It's just a waitlist sign up, so you are the first to get all of that. So all of that will be in our Soul Shifters community links, or you can contact me directly, whether you want that Kickstarter or if you are wanting to just be curious and put yourself on the wait list for the 10-week mastermind to find out your human design, your soul coding, and learn how to embody it with a soul success plan where we really lay out your blueprint for your life purpose and your soul mission. I mean, that's what we're all here to accomplish. That's purpose in your being. So thank you for joining me today. If you are a part of our membership and you wanted